Hi, my name is Carmen Jones and I'm from the Chippewas and Nawash First Nation, and I am the community activator here. And today I'm going to be showing you some techniques in pitching and chipping, and I'm actually going to be even showing you what does that even mean. So grab a golf club and let's get started. Thanks for joining me today. First, before I start, I really want to thank the Indigenous Sport and Wellness Ontario just for partnering with the community activator program here in Nawash, just to bring you these videos. And these, we're going to be opening up some contests for you, and if you're a part of Southwestern Ontario, and also going to be doing some contests with you here as part of the activator program. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing chipping and pitching, and I'm going to be explaining to you what it is first of all, and not only that, but when do we do it and why do we do it. So we're going to be doing that right now, okay? So I have right here a 58-degree wedge, and I'm just going to do a pitch shot for you, and I'm going to do a chip shot for you, and I'm going to show it to you in slow motion from this angle next, and I'm going to get you guys to show me what the difference is, okay? So we're going to do a face-on view here first. So right here, this is a chip. This is a chip right here. So that is a chip. I know you may not be able to see the ball flight, but we're going to show you that next when I bring you to this this camera angle over here. Now this is a pitch. Okay, so now I'm going to show you those shots in slow motion. Okay, so hopefully by those two slow motion videos that you were able to see how high both of those shots went. And so the first shot was a chip shot, so it went lower. So that means if this shot was on the green, it's going to run out more and it's going to roll, very similar to a putt. The second shot was a pitch shot, so it went higher, so it carried more, and it's not going to run as much as the first one. So each of those situations, we're going to talk about that right now. So the first shot was a chip shot. And so when we use this is sometimes when we are playing a golf hole, we miss the green, okay? And if we have a lot of green in between us and the hole, that's when we're going to be using a chip shot, because the ball has a higher percentage of going in the hole when it's rolling on the ground, okay? Now, if we are a little bit further away from the green, that's when we're going to be using a pitch shot, okay? Because what we want to do is we want that ball to carry all of the long grass. We want it to carry onto the green, and it's going to roll, but it's not going to roll as much. So sometimes you're going to be able to hit a pitch shot right beside the green. Sometimes you're going to have to get it up really high. And sometimes you're going to make a chip shot when you're a little bit further away from the hole if you have a lot of green to work with, because sometimes that's a percentage shot, okay? So right now I'm going to show you some of the faults that I see, because if you don't know what a pitch shot is or a chip shot or when to use them, you're just going to try and hit the ball and do whatever you can. So I'm going to show you that right now. So some of the mistakes and some of the faults that I see is you know, people using the wrist way too much, just like this, and they're really trying to help the ball up just like this. They're going to be using their hands, and they're going to help the ball up just like this. So it's going to kind of look like this, okay? And if you do that, I don't know if you've seen the ball, but it ran along the ground and it was going really fast. And what happens sometimes is it's going to go right across the green, and you're going to be doing the same shot again, okay? So we don't want to do that. Also, what will happen is some people, they'll try and help it up, just like that. And that's okay when we're hitting on this kind of turf. But if we actually go on the grass here and I try and use my wrist a lot, watch what happens. I chunk it and it was able to go, but sometimes when we chunk it, the ball just gets left out here just like this. Just like that, and won't go anywhere, okay? And the ball is left right in front of you, okay? So when we are chipping, we can use a number of golf clubs. There's lots of choices. So today I brought all of my wedges. The only wedge that is missing right now is a pitching wedge. But you can use an 8-iron, you can use a 7-iron, you can even use a 3-iron if you want. A couple of weeks ago when the golf courses were open, I actually did a little chip with my 3-wood because that was the only play that I could really do. And so you can chip with anything. So for this example, I'm going to be using my sand wedge. So with my sand wedge here, this does have a good amount of loft. It doesn't have a lot. And so I'm going to show you how to hit a chip shot with a sand wedge here. So first, as you'll notice, we want to keep this ball low, okay? So we're going to do everything we can in this shot to make sure that this ball is low and to make sure that we make contact with this ball and that it's running out this way. So one of the things that we're going to have to do is we're going to kind of open our stance a little bit. As you can see, my foot is a little bit open. I'm not standing straight on like this because sometimes that locks our hips. We don't really want to do that sometimes. This is a little bit more comfortable for me, okay? So I'm going to open up my stance. I'm going to put this ball more towards the back of my stance, okay? So since this ball is in the back of the stance, that means that when my club goes behind it, that I have to keep my hands forward, okay? I got to keep my hands forward. I can't go like this and try and make a shot like this. I won't be able to make it very consistent and the ball is going to pop up. So I'm going to put my ball in the back of the stance. I'm going to keep my hands forward. As you can see, if I create a line with where my hands are ahead of the ball, okay? That's kind of what we want when we're making these shots, especially with the short game. So I'm going to start with my club square to the target, aimed right at the target. I'm going to keep my hands forward, and I'm just going to use my shoulders and use very little wrist for this shot. Now, the second thing that I can do is that there's two ways to hit chip shots. You can use less wrist or you can use a little bit more wrist, but if you're using your wrist, you have to use it with control. So I'll show you the second part, or the second way to shoot it. So still start with your club behind the ball. Your hands are still forward. And what we're going to do is we're going to hinge our wrists a bit. And we're just going to hold that angle and follow through. So hinge, and then follow through, and it's going to run through, okay? We don't want to do this when we're chipping. We want to make sure that we kind of have this angle and almost like we're just using our shoulders to make contact. And I'm going to show this to you in slow motion so you can see the position of my hands. Okay, so hopefully you can see from that slow motion video, you could see the position of my hands and how they were still ahead of the ball before I made contact with the ball. And that's really important, especially for the chip shot, but really important for the pitch shot as well too. Thank you again so much for watching, and hopefully these tips were very helpful to you. And in the next video that I'm going to be releasing very shortly, I'm going to show you some techniques and some things that are going to help you with your pitching. And also I'm going to be showing you how to use this swing trainer. And this is called the up and in chipping trainer. And I'm going to show you how you can use this in your chipping and your pitching. This is also very useful in putting, and it's also very useful in your full swing as well. So I'm going to be releasing some videos very shortly and showing you how to do that. How you can get entered into a draw to win this and other kind of swag from Indigenous Sport and Wellness Ontario is if you like and share and comment on these videos that Indigenous Sport and Wellness is going to be putting on all of their social media handles. So again, just like, share, and comment on these videos and you'll be entered in a draw for this. Really want to thank Indigenous Sport and Wellness Ontario. They've been such a great help. Thank you so much for your partnership. And they're the reason why these videos are available to you right now. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.